my name is Shim, and I'm the senior student of undergraduate from the Hanwha Global University. The topic of my presentation is the proposal of a play recommendation system for childcare assist robots. And the table of contents as follows. And this is the problem statement. The attempt to use the service robot used for the children education is now increasing, and the fields of and this field is rapidly developing due to the COVID-19 pandemic. So, thus our research aims to provide the play recommendation service to assist for the child care assist robot to assist the child socialization at home. And this is the play service for child care assist robot. In the service, the robot plays with the child, and robot recommend plays to improve the child development task. At this time, it is important to recommend plays in balanced manner because the children play with the robot not only to improve their development task, but also not to lose their interest. This is the reason why we propose the play recommendation system. And this is the robot platform. The name of the robot is Pygo, and it is the humanoid and companion robot. And this is the appearance of the robot. The system design of the play recommendation system as follows. There are two algorithms in our system. The first one is recommendation algorithm for improving development task. This algorithm recommends the play to improve the development task for children, and it means that it recommends the play which is not achieved for children. So it uses the achievement score of the play evaluated by parents and experts to the feedback in this algorithm. And the second one is the recommendation algorithm based on the play preference. It recommends the play which children prefer, and there is some important assumption in our algorithm. It is that if children like the play, prefer the play, then the children will actively engage in the play. So it recommends the play which has the high engagement level. And so the feedback is used for the engagement level for each play. And this engagement level is determined by the engagement recognition model we developed. And this model will be explained more briefly later. And I will explain more detail about each algorithm. And both algorithms are used the latent factor collaborative filtering among the many of recommendation algorithms. We choose this because this is most trendy algorithm these days. In the case of the play recommendation algorithm for improving development task, it used the feedback to the development task achievement score. And this score is calculated by the evaluation score of parents and experts, and with the weighted value. The default weight is the 40% for parents and 60% for expert, and it is just the default value, so it can be adjusted depending on the parenting attitude. And the next algorithm based on the play preference, it used the engagement level of the play. So as I mentioned before, it is determined by the engagement recognition model we developed. This is the system design of the engagement recognition model. We call this the ER model, and this ER model used the speech recognition, especially speech to text and eye tracking and facial expression recognition. And that the engagement level is determined by the calculated engagement score, and this engagement score is calculated by the adding weighted score of speech recognition score, eye tracking score, and facial expression recognition score. With this engagement score, the engagement level is classified among the very high, low, and very low level. And next, this is the evaluation of each algorithm. To evaluate our system, we generate the arbitrary data because the service is not released yet, so there is no data that can be actually tested. So we made the 1,000 data arbitrarily for the 100 user for categories and 40 place. And in the case of this algorithm, category means the field of development task. This figure indicates the tendency of the each group, because we divided all the user into 4 groups to have the tendency of achievement for each category. In the case of the user ID 0, he has the tendency of highly achieved development task in the first category, and it is marked with the blue one in the this figure on the left top side. So we expected our recommendation system predict the user item achievement score with the recommend play in the categories except for the first category, because user number 0 is already satisfied with the play in the first category. As we expected, our recommendation algorithm will recommend the place in the categories except for 1. Then next evaluation of the algorithm based on the play preference. We also generated arbitrary data for 1,000 for 100 users, 4 categories, and 40 plays. And also we divided all the users into 4 groups to have the tendency of engagement for each category. For example, in the case of the user ID 99, he has the tendency of preferring the place in the 4th category, and it is marked with the red one on the bottom right side. So we expected this user will be prefer the 4th category place. As we expected, our recommendation system also recommend the place in the 4th category, like the right figure on the right bottom. This is marked with the red one. We also evaluated the engagement recognition model. To evaluate this model, we conducted the experiment about 3 participants at 12 times, and each participant conducted the experiment about 4 times. The purpose of this experiment is to measure the engagement recognition model while the robot provides a play service to the user. And the observer observed the playing behind of them and measure the level manually. After playing, our ER model determined the engagement level of participant, and this level is compared to the level of observers. So this is the method the engagement engagement model evaluated. And this is the result of the engagement recognition model evaluation. As you can see, 10 out of 12 was the correct prediction of the engagement level. And it also seems that model is not possible to clearly distinguish the high and low level. And this is the conclusion and future works. In conclusion, play recommendation system for childcare assist robot, it proposed and verified 2 algorithms used in the recommendation system. And also we proposed and verified the engagement recognition for the second algorithm based on the preference. But this ER model is not clearly distinguish the engagement level, especially high and low level. So after we collect the more data and actual data of children, it will be expected more clear and distinction between levels. And also after with this actual data, we will make the recommendation system more accurate and elaborate. And this is the end of my presentation. Thank you for your attention.
Is there any question from audience? Please raise your hand, or you can write out your questions through the chat.
I just want to ask one question. Is it possible to use the model that you have into the other research? For example, my research possible to what you call it to use the model that you develop to measure the engagement level?
Sorry, can you repeat more? Can you explain more?
Yes, explain more.
Yeah.
So my research require to measure the engagement level of the ESD children from the perspective of the eye contact, the facial expression, what we call it, the imitation, or what we call it, the body posture recognition, and whatsoever. Those are from the camera settings. So is it possible to use the score or the engagement model that you use?
Yeah, we calculated each score for the speech recognition or eye tracking and facial expression recognition, but I did not mention in this presentation because it is the another big topic in our research. So if you have more, if you want more detail, please contact this email, please, because it is so long and so deep process. Sorry for that.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you for your question.
All right.
Okay. So thank you for your presentation. I have a question about your the engage score. So how did you decide to use the weight of every section, the total every place scores, their point 58, their 0.20, something like this?
We choose this coefficient for the weight because we in the evaluation in the engagement recognition model, I mentioned we conducted the experiment for the evaluation, and we collect the data from this experiment, and we classified the engagement level with the data. So this is the fixed coefficient, but we have to develop the another way to coefficient because if we more collect the data, the coefficient can be different. So it is the temporary coefficient to calculate engagement score.